In this video, we're tackling a big, maybe the biggest marketing challenge that fitness coaches face: trying to help everyone. I know you became a coach because you want to help everyone make fitness a part of their life. And you and I both know that your coaching could likely help everyone, but everyone is not your ideal client. And speaking to everyone makes for very generic content. In today's environment, generic content falls flat. So in this episode, I'm going to show you why you need a niche, why you are not the niche, you are the niche's hero. And I'm going to walk you through how you can define your ideal client so that your content connects, builds trust, and helps your potential clients pre-decide. Let's get into it. When it comes to marketing, most coaches actually struggle with messaging, and messaging is the foundation of marketing. Getting good at messaging is all about clarity and focus. When you lack clarity or specificity, you create content that gets lost in the sea of sameness. You sound like every other coach, and there's no way that your ideal client will see your content, and if they do, think, this is the coach for me. This is the core reason that I created the Coaching Content Signature Custom GPT, and it's the reason that I always talk about it. If you want the GPT that I made to help you develop your coaching content signature, DM me on Instagram and I will send it your way. It's like we're having a one-on-one consult, and I'm guiding you through the process of creating your content strategy and your messaging. But before we go deep into messaging, let's talk about why so many coaches resist defining their niche. I don't think you can scroll through any marketing content and not see this debate of, do I need a niche? Am I the niche? Is niching ridiculous? So let's break it down. Here's what I think. You're a professional coach. Your aim is mastery. Mastery requires focus, years of effort, iterative reps, refining your game to allow you to master your craft. It requires so much attention to detail. It requires clarity and all of your focus. Being known as an expert, the coach who excels at coaching something specific, means that anyone needing help around that specific expertise can find you, refer you, and trust in your ability to deliver on their specific need. Take me, for example. I'm the CMO of OPEX and CoachRx. I've been in senior marketing roles for the majority of my career, over 20 years. 12 of those years have been specifically focused on brand and growth strategy for fitness businesses. My expertise is trusted in these leadership roles because I have put in the reps, I've generated the results, and I have the proof. I have the lived experience and the trust in myself to know how to navigate growth challenges in this specific industry. My founder, James Fitzgerald, and my CEO, Carl Hardwick, trust me to deliver no matter the growth obstacle in our way. That trust comes from delivering over and over again. And this show is specifically for you, the fitness coach, trying to grow your practice. If I were speaking to everyone who wanted marketing advice, you likely wouldn't be here right now. Coaching anyone to anything is not a viable business model. It's not a content strategy that will break through or build trust or create connection. And without those things, the growth won't occur. Mastery requires focus in your practice and in your marketing. Of course, I have a key visual for us today that will help us understand how to define our niche. But before we get to that, let's address the topic of, do I need a niche or am I the niche? If you were a content creator, creating lifestyle content, trying to go viral, or just create interest in who you are as a person, maybe you could get away with a strategy of, you are the niche, but you're not. You're a professional coach who's serving a specific client avatar, coaching them to real results. And that is why you need a niche. You are not the niche. You are the niche's hero. You may very well define a niche that aligns with your personal passions or your personal transformation. In fact, most coaches do. You are the expert guide that your potential clients trust to get them from a very specific point A to point B. So the faster you decide your niche or your ideal client avatar, the faster you can reach hero status. If the viewer of your content can put you, your expertise, your promise, your results into a box, it creates clarity and memorability for them. It makes it easier for them to understand who you are, know that you are what they need, work with you, and refer you to others. Clarity in your marketing looks like this: one ideal client avatar, one core message, and one clear offer. Focus. In today's noisy, crowded, attention span of a gnat market, serving a very specific target avatar needs to be the center of your content strategy. So let's get clear on what a niche actually is. Your niche is actually the overlap of two things: your ideal client avatar or your target market, the who you actually coach, and the problem that you solve, what you actually help them with in your coaching. That overlap, very simply, is the person, the problem, and the promise that your coaching solves. That is your clarity filter. That becomes the foundation of all of your messaging. That is what we use to inform your coaching content signature. And that is what helps your content reach your ideal client. Let's start with 10 important questions that you can ask yourself to gain clarity on your niche. So grab a pen or come back to this episode and do this exercise when you have a moment and answer these questions honestly. Who do you already coach, or who have you coached in the past? Be specific. What was the outcome they were trying to achieve? What is the real and specific fitness related problem that you can coach confidently? Whose specific fitness challenges do you understand inside and out? What type of client could you talk to 10 times a day without getting bored or losing interest? What type of client do you know is actively investing in getting the results that you deliver? If you scroll your DMs or comments on your existing posts, what kind of questions are people already asking you? Where do you have an unfair advantage when it comes to credibility and proof? What type of clients are already getting results and they want more? What specific fitness problems do you find yourself obsessing over or researching constantly? If you could only get paid to deliver one result, what would it be? If you spend the time answering these questions, your ideal client is going to be in there. And you need to do that, because once you do, that's when the real work begins. Once you've defined your niche, that's where your aim for mastery takes over. Your obsession for coaching and solving this specific problem becomes your daily focus. Your job is to know your ideal client better than they know themselves, to become the hero that helps shift their identity, their certainty, and their belief in themselves and their future. This looks like digging into who they really are. All of the things, big and small, that they're struggling with, that they're thinking about, that are distracting them, that they're obsessing over, to understand the outcome that they want with so much depth, to know the things that they may have tried, the things that they have overcome, the things that have given them short-term progress or may have caused them to revert back, to understand why it didn't work, to know what they need to understand to see their struggle from a different point of view, to know the things they're searching for, know the content they're consuming, know the music they listen to, know the things that inspire and motivate them, know the things that frustrate them or demotivate them, to know their interests, their irritations, their passions, all the things. This level of understanding is what will differentiate you from every other coach and will help the potential client who's viewing your content see and know and feel that you're the coach they need to work with. This is what will help your content resonate or connect. This is what will build shared belief and trust. And I know I hit you guys over the head with trust, but trust is the thing that helps people decide and take action. So here's your challenge this week. Answer those 10 questions. Define your niche with confidence. Who you coach, the problem you solve, the promise you deliver. It's so simple, but it actually requires real work and rigor on your part. But again, your aim is mastery. And this is not just for your marketing, this is for your practice. When you become known as the coach who can solve this very specific problem, again, your potential clients viewing your content, they feel like you're the coach for them. And anyone else who sees your content, who knows someone who has that problem, can easily refer to you because they know that you know how to solve this problem. Once you have this defined, creating content becomes so much lighter because you create an endless list of content ideas, all solving that very specific problem. And again, this is a core input of your coaching content signature. I know that I can't work with each and every one of you one-on-one, and I prioritize working with OPEX coaches, and I teach in the mentorship, and I truly enjoy those moments where the light bulbs go off and the coach gains this clarity and confidence around who they serve, and how they connect to that person. But this GPT is second best to us doing this together one-on-one. So if you want it, hit me in the DMs. I'll send it your way. And please share your results with me. I love it when I get the messages from coaches who've used it and are like, thank you so much. This was so helpful. This was better than any consult that I've had in a long time. I'm going to start creating content with this right away. Okay. Today's big idea is you need a niche. You are not the niche. You are the niche's hero. And when you show up coaching through your content with clarity and focus and deep, deep, deep understanding of this client, your marketing isn't marketing. It's just coaching, and it becomes magnetic. And those potential clients who are viewing your content can pre-decide that you're the coach for them. Thanks for listening to Marketing for Fitness Coaches, the show that helps you make marketing a part of your practice, not a task that you avoid. I haven't said this in a few episodes, but this show is part of the CoachRx podcast network, which is a collection of shows hosted by coaches who are elevating the coaching conversation. I'm so honored to be a part of it and support all of the coaches creating content within the network. Check out all of the shows. If this episode helped you gain clarity or just make the move to define your niche and start creating content that connects, I want to know about it. Share it with a coach friend, but also hit me in the DMs. I will catch you next week with a new episode.